A Silicon Valley consultant, 50 years old, was diagnosed with sleep apnea and told by the doctors that he needed a CPAP machine for life, one of those little oxygen masks you wear every night to bed. And then he tried something counterintuitive that not only cured his sleep apnea, but made him faster than athletes who were half his age. Here is the booze vacation secret that's changing everything for endurance athletes over the age of 40. Please listen in. Could change everything for you. If you're over 40 and you're feeling performance is declining, we've talked about this before, if you're waking up feeling tired, you're carrying a bit of extra belly fat, your recovery's shot, and you're thinking, well, this is just part of the aging process, I need you to hear Clifford's story. Clifford Stefan had a degree in Nutritional Science, and he was doing everything right on the face of it. He was working out regularly, he was eating well, he was taking supplements, but he was still getting slower. He was gaining weight, and his doctor wanted to strap him to that little machine every night just so he could breathe properly. Apart from that last bit, do the other things sound familiar? Here's what Clifford discovered. And if you stick around to the end, then I'm going to share Clifford's exact 3-step protocol that he used to reset his system in just 90 days, including the specific timing strategy that made all the difference to him and to the people he's been working with since. Now, the last thing Clifford looked at was his drinking, and probably none of us would like to admit that the drinking is a problem. It was his last thing, not because he was an alcoholic, he wasn't. He was only drinking moderately, having 2 or 3 drinks on weekends and maybe one with his meal during the week. And doctors call that moderate. But here's the thing that nobody tells folks who are endurance athletes over 40. What you could get away with in your 20s and 30s doesn't work anymore. Heard that before? You have. I know, I've talked about it before. Think about your body being like a classic Ferrari. If you skip the maintenance, it falls apart. Clifford didn't want that. He wanted to try something radical. So he did a complete booze vacation. He didn't come back. He had a complete break. And this is what happened. Within 3 months, that's around 90 days, the sleep apnea, that was gone. No more CPAP machine. He lost 15 pounds of belly fat. His energy levels went through the roof and his business performance followed. His recovery time was cut back drastically. And here's the kicker that we all want. His athletic performance improved dramatically. 50 plus, he was outperforming a lot of guys in their 30s. Now I know what you're thinking. All sounds too good to be true. But let me explain the science behind this and why it works so well for athletes over 40. I'll break down the exact mechanism at the end of this video. Here's why it worked. Alcohol, even the moderate amounts, they destroy the 4 pillars of athletic performance for folks over 40 and beyond that. Number 1, your sleep quality is reduced, and that's your recovery engine. Number 2, your hormonal balance is changed. That includes things like testosterone and growth hormone, and they're below what they should be. Metabolic health gets worse, so your ability to burn fat and your sensitivity of your body to insulin. Inflammation levels go up, that's joint health and muscle repair. And even those 2 to 3 drinks on weekends is enough to dysregulate your sleep for the entire work week. It's almost like he was catching up for the next 5 days. Here's what's happening in your body. If you've been doing this for 20 years, drinking regularly, then you built a tolerance. Your liver works overtime to deal with that alcohol. Your sleep architecture is destroyed because you're not getting enough deep sleep or REM, even though you think you might be. Those hormones are shot and your body's storing body fat around the organs and what you can see around your middle. And those inflammation markers, they go through the roof. And here's the cruel irony for a lot of people. They use alcohol to relax and reward themselves at the weekends or after a successful business meeting, but it's actually the very thing that's preventing you or them from performing at the peak. Coming up, I'm going to give you Clifford's complete step-by-step blueprint. And this is the same one he's now charging hundreds and hundreds of dollars for in his private coaching program. Please do make sure you watch until the end. Clifford calls it getting smarter with your alcohol use. He He's not calling it sobriety. And he doesn't say that he's against alcohol, but he does say that you need to take strategic breaks to reset your system. That's known as the booze vacation method. And it's not about willpower, it is about strategy. And most guys who try this naturally end up drinking 70 to 80% less than they were doing after they finished, because they've reset their relationship with alcohol. Now please, a note of caution, this is not a programme for alcoholics. This is for folks like you and me who think we're successful athletes, and for professionals who just want to optimise their performance in their 40s and their 50s and their 60s and maybe into the 70s. If you're over 40 and your performance is declining, ask yourself this: what if it's not just me getting older? And there could be other reasons, but what about if it is the moderate drinking that's holding you back? As I promised, here are Clifford's exact 3 steps that he uses in his booze vacation protocol. Step 1, you need 90 days minimum. Your brain's reward pathways need around 90 days. I think actually it's 66, but give it 90 and it'll reset. If you're less than that, you're probably wasting your time. It's not arbitrary, it's based on neuroscience. Number 2, you have to have the replacement ritual. You can't just say, I'm stopping drinking alcohol. You need to replace it with something else when you're in the pub. Clifford, and most other people I know, switched to premium non-alcoholic beers. And something else he might have talked about as well was to move his meetings to breakfast time instead of dinner, and I know other people have done that as well. It's about new habits, not just removing old ones. And thirdly, the data stack. Track your sleep scores, track your weight, and track one performance metric daily, mood or motivation to train. And you'll see the improvements in real time, and that will motivate you, especially when the social pressure hits. Clifford used an Oura ring to do that, but you could use a Whoop or your Garmin watch. That's the exact system. There's no fluff, there's no theory there, it's what works. And Clifford's now helping other high performers through his booze vacation program. And if you're interested in that, you can find a link in the description below. But here's my challenge to you. Try tracking your sleep and performance for 1 week. Cut back on the alcohol if you like. But then imagine what a 90-day reset could do. When you were 20, you could get away with doing anything. And you probably did, like me. Now you're over 40, you deserve better. You've earned the right to feel amazing. Let's make it happen. If you try this, please tell me what you did and how it worked for you. And let me know in the comments below. And if it really helped you, don't forget to press the subscribe button, because I've got more counterintuitive performance strategies coming for athletes over 40. And there'll be those on the next week. And I'd hate for you to miss those. I will see you on the next video. If you've got a friend out there you think needs to watch this, then share it with them and get them subscribers. See you soon.